The door was already cracked open when I got home. My chest tightened, but I pushed it wider. Elena? My voice trembled. You here? A muffled laugh drifted from the bedroom. I froze. No way, I whispered to myself. My heart pounded as I stepped down the hall. I heard Adrian's voice. Adrian, my best friend. Elena, slow down. He laughed, her voice soft. Familiar, intimate answered. Don't worry. No one's coming. The world tilted. I pushed the door open. What the hell is this? My words sliced through the air. They froze. Adrian sat on the bed half dressed. Elena's shirt hung loose on her shoulders. Their faces drained of color. Wait, it's not what you think, Adrian stammered. Not what I think? My voice cracked. You're half naked in my bed with my girlfriend. What am I supposed to think? Elena's eyes narrowed, irritation replacing guilt. You weren't supposed to find out like this. I stared at her. Find out? You mean this has been going on? Adrian rose, reaching out. Please, let me explain. I shoved his hand away. Don't touch me. Elena crossed her arms, cold as stone. I tried to tell you things weren't working. You didn't listen. My throat burned. So cheating with my best friend was your answer? Adrian muttered. It just happened. We didn't plan it. I laughed bitterly, though tears blurred my vision. It just happened. How long? Neither spoke. The silence was a confession sharper than any words. Elena, I whispered. How long? She lifted her chin. 3 months? My knees almost buckled. 3 months? While you kiss me goodnight? While you promise me forever? Her face softened for a moment, then hardened again. You are holding me back. Adrian understands me in ways you never could. The words cut deeper than the betrayal. I turned to him. You? You were supposed to be my brother. My family. Adrian's lips trembled. I didn't mean to hurt you. You didn't mean to? I laughed, but the sound was hollow. You destroyed me. Elena snapped. Stop acting like a victim. We're in love. You'll move on. In love? My voice broke. Love doesn't betray. Love doesn't stab in the dark. Adrian whispered. Please, don't hate me. I don't hate you, I said, my hands shaking. I hate myself for trusting either of you. The room blurred through my tears. Memories of late nights, whispered promises, shared dreams, all of it collapsed in an instant. Elena, I said, choking on the words, I gave you everything. And this is what I get. She sighed, as if I were the burden. You'll thank me one day. You deserve someone who fits you better. Fits me better? I whispered. No, I deserved honesty. I deserved loyalty. Adrian stepped forward again. Please, don't let this end everything. We can still end everything? I snapped. There's nothing left. Not friendship. Not love. Nothing. The silence was suffocating. My hands shook as I grabbed my coat from the chair. Elena, I said, my voice steadier now, you shattered me tonight. And Adrian, you buried every memory we ever shared. Adrian's eyes glistened. I'm sorry, but I was already walking out. Behind me, Elena's voice rang out, sharp and unrepentant. You'll survive. You always do. The door slammed, echoing down the hallway. I stumbled outside into the cold night, gasping for air, alone, broken, empty, and yet, as the tears streaked down my face, one thought clawed through the chaos. I would never forgive them. Late again? My manager's voice snapped across the office. I am sorry, I muttered, dropping into my chair. My hands shook as I fumbled with the keyboard. Whispers rippled around me. I caught fragments, my name, Elena's name, Adrian's. She lost it after they got together. Pathetic. I clenched my teeth, pretending not to hear, but every word stabbed deeper. A tea lunch. Maya slid into the seat across from me. Hey, are you eating? I stared at the untouched sandwich. No appetite. She frowned. You can't keep skipping meals. I looked away. Why not? Doesn't matter anyway. Everyone thinks I'm crazy now. Maya leaned closer. That's not true. Really? I let out a bitter laugh. Elena tells everyone I was unstable, obsessed, suffocating. And they believe her. Even Adrian. Her eyes widened. She actually said that? She did, I whispered. And now I'm the villain in their love story. Maya shook her head. You're not. I've seen you. You're kind. You work harder than anyone. My chest tightened. Then why does it feel like I'm disappearing? She hesitated. Because you're letting them break you. Her words stung because they were true. That night, I sat alone in my apartment, staring at the bills scattered across the table. My phone buzzed messages from old friends. I opened one. You need help. Elena was right. I threw the phone down. My reflection in the dark window looked hollow. Maybe she was right. Maybe I am broken. The next day, Maya cornered me at the copier. You didn't answer my texts. I didn't know what to say. Say anything, she urged. You don't have to go through this alone. I shook my head. You don't understand. Everyone's watching me fall apart. I feel like a ghost walking among them. She touched my arm lightly. Then let me see you. The real you. My throat closed. The real me is gone, Maya. Elena took her. No, she said firmly. She can't take what's still alive inside you. Don't give her that power. Her conviction pierced through the fog, but the weight on my chest remained. Later, when I passed two colleagues whispering, one smirked. Careful. She might snap. My fists clenched. Say it to my face. They went silent, surprised. For a brief second, I felt alive again. Then the anger dissolved into shame. That evening, I collapsed onto my bed, staring at the ceiling. My voice cracked in the empty room. What happened to me? The silence offered no answer. I curled into myself, clutching a pillow. My tears soaked the fabric as I whispered the only truth I could hold onto. I don't know how to keep living like this. Final notice. The landlord's voice echoed through the thin door. 3 days or you're out. I pressed my forehead against the wood. I don't have it yet, I muttered. He didn't care. 3 days, he repeated, footsteps fading. I stumbled back into the apartment, staring at the unpaid bills spread across the table. Rent, electricity, phone. I whispered, my throat tight. Everything's slipping. My phone buzzed. Maya's name flashed. Are you okay? She asked immediately. No, my voice cracked. I'm losing my home. I can lend no. I cut her off. I can't take more from you. You've already done enough, she sighed. Then at least let me be here with you. I'll call later. I hung up before she could argue, staring at the screen. Another buzz. A notification. A photo of Elena and Adrian at some rooftop party. Glasses raised, lips almost touching. Caption. Finally free. Finally us. My stomach turned. I opened the comments and froze at one. She was so easy to fool, Adrian had written. Elena replied with a laughing emoji. Told you she wouldn't suspect. I dropped the phone, the sound sharp in the silent room. They planned it, I whispered. From the start. I grabbed the phone again, scrolling, heart pounding. Elena's next comment. Best decision I ever made. A sob clawed its way up my throat. Best decision? I gave you everything. I called her. Straight to voicemail. Coward, I hissed. You can flaunt it online, but you can't face me. The walls felt smaller, pressing in. I opened the window, cold air rushing over me. Why me? I asked the night. What did I do to deserve this? My phone buzzed again, Maya. I answered, voice trembling. I saw the posts, she said softly. I'm so sorry. They're laughing at me, I whispered. I'm nothing to them. You're not nothing. I laughed bitterly. Tell that to the eviction notice. Let me come over. No, my voice sharpened. I don't want you to see me like this. You're not weak, she said. They're the weak ones. Her words cracked something in me. Then why do I feel dead inside? Because they took your trust, she whispered. Not your soul. I closed my eyes, gripping the phone. I can't forgive them. Not now. Not ever. Then don't, she said. Just survive. The line went silent. I set the phone down, staring at the dark window. My reflection looked like a stranger. I won't forgive, I whispered to her, to him, to myself. I'll remember. And one day my voice steadied. One day they'll regret everything. The words hung in the cold air like a vow. The cafe was nearly empty, the hum of the espresso machine the only sound. I sat hunched over a chipped mug, staring into the bitter liquid like it held answers. Rough night? A man's voice cut through the silence. I looked up. He stood tall, sharp suit even at midnight, eyes dark and assessing. Something like that. He nodded at the empty seat across from me. Mind if I sit? Why not? I muttered. Everyone else already takes what they want. He lowered himself gracefully, studying me. You sound broken. I laughed bitterly. Observant. His lips curved faintly. Name's Liam. I hesitated. I'm just someone who made bad choices. That's not a name. I exhaled. Fine. It's me. Just me. That's all I have left. Liam leaned back. People don't end up here at this hour unless they're running from ghosts. What are yours? I stared at the mug. Two people I trusted, my girlfriend, my best friend. They destroyed me. His brow lifted. And you let them? My chest tightened. Let them? They planned it. I walked in on them. What could I do? You could choose what comes after, he said simply. I shook my head. I can't even pay rent. What choice do I have? His gaze sharpened. Every choice. You can drown, or you can rise. Rise? I scoffed. I can barely stand. He leaned forward, voice low. Listen, you can let them bury you, or you can rise and make them choke on the dust. The words slammed into me. I blinked. What? You heard me. I swallowed hard. Why would you say that to a stranger? Because, he said, tilting his glass of water, I've seen people collapse and vanish. And I've seen people crawl out of the grave others dug for them. Those are the ones who win. I'm not a winner, I whispered. He smirked. Not yet. My hands clenched around the mug. They humiliated me. Everywhere I go, people whisper. I'm pathetic. No, Liam said sharply. You're wounded. That's different. Pathetic would be staying there forever. I stared at him, words caught in my throat. He asked, what do you want most right now? Revenge, I admitted before I could stop myself. His smile was cold. Good, that's fuel. Dangerous, yes, but powerful if you channel it. I wouldn't even know where to start. You start, he said, by refusing to stay broken. You build yourself piece by piece until they don't recognize you anymore. I whispered, and when they see me again. He lifted his glass in a mock toast. They choke on the dust you kicked up. I couldn't help it, I laughed. It was short, cracked, but real. You make it sound easy. It's not, he said, but it's possible. And I think you're angrier than you realize. Silence stretched between us. My chest ached, but there was something else now, something sharp, alive. I murmured, what if I fail? Then you fail, Liam said. But at least you'll fail fighting, not rotting. I nodded slowly, gripping the mug like it anchored me. I don't want to rot anymore. His eyes glinted. Then don't. Choose to rise. For the first time in weeks, my heart beat with more than pain. His words echoed like a vow. I'll rise, I whispered. Up already? Maya peeked into my kitchen as I set a pan on the stove. Don't sound so surprised, I said, forcing a smile. It's just eggs. She grinned. Last week you barely touched water. I know. I cracked the shells. But I can't keep living like a ghost. You were right. Her voice softened. I only wanted to remind you you're still here. I nodded, flipping the eggs. Here, and maybe worth saving. She tilted her head. You're more than worth saving. I let the silence sit between us until the eggs hissed. Thank you for not leaving me. I wasn't going to, she said. Even if you pushed me away. After breakfast, I called Liam. You sound different, he noted. I cooked today, I said. For the first time in weeks. Small but vital, he replied. That's how rebuilding works. I want more, I admitted. Not just surviving, living. Then we start, he said. Meet me at my office tomorrow. I'll show you what survival can turn into. The next day, I walked into his sleek office. Floor-to-ceiling windows, leather chairs, the city glowing below. You sure I belong here? I asked. You belong anywhere you decide, Liam said. But you'll have to work for it. I'm ready, I whispered. He studied me. Business isn't kind. You'll be tested. Are you willing to fail, to fall, and still rise? I met his gaze. I've already fallen. I'm still breathing. A faint smile crossed his lips. Good answer. He handed me a file. Study this company. Tomorrow, tell me where they're weak. I blinked. I don't know finance. You know betrayal, he countered. Find the cracks. It's the same skill. Something stirred inside me. I'll try. No, he said firmly. You'll do. I carried the file home. Maya sat on the couch, raising a brow. Homework? Something like that, I said. She laughed. Look at you. From crying in bed to business files into weeks. I sat beside her. It feels strange. Like I'm learning to breathe again. You are, she said gently. And you're stronger for it. That night, I pored over the file, marking notes. My mind sparked, alive in a way I hadn't felt in months. When I called Liam the next day, I said, they're over-leveraged. Too much debt, bad leadership, blind to competition. His silence stretched. Then he said, impressive. You saw through them fast. I swallowed. So I was right? You were more than right. You have instinct. That's rarer than knowledge. Something lit in my chest. So maybe I can do this. You already are, he said, after we hung up. I whispered to myself, I'm not done. Not yet. And for the first time, I believed it. Numbers don't lie, Liam said, sliding a report across his desk. Tell me what you see. I scanned the papers, heart racing. Their profits look steady, but no. Look here, expenses ballooning. They're hiding losses. His eyes glinted. And what does that tell you? That they're weaker than they appear, I replied. Vulnerable. He leaned back, satisfied. Good. You're starting to think like a predator. I smirked faintly. Feels strange. Strange becomes natural, he said. Failure will sting, but don't fear it. Each mistake sharpens the blade, and he was right. The first time I misread a deal, we lost money. My stomach dropped. I ruined it, I muttered, burying my face in my hands. Liam shook his head. No, you learned. Don't confuse those. But it hurts, I admitted. Pain is the tax you pay for growth, he said coldly. Pay it, then keep moving. I did. I studied harder, asked sharper questions, stayed awake until my eyes blurred. And slowly, wins came small, but real. One evening, as I left his office, a familiar laugh cut through the air. Elena's. I froze. She stood near the elevator, arm looped around Adrian's. Her eyes found me instantly. Well, she drawled. Look who crawled out of her hole. My pulse quickened, but I forced my voice steady. Enjoying yourself? She smirked. More than you, clearly. Running errands for some suit now? Adrian shifted uncomfortably, but she pressed on. I almost feel sorry. Almost. I met her gaze, my chest burning but not with shame. With fire. Save your pity. You'll need it for yourself soon. Her smirk faltered. Excuse me? I stepped closer, voice low. Mock me all you want, Elena, but I'm not broken anymore. I'm building. She scoffed. Building what? A fantasy? You'll see, I said, letting the words cut like steel. Her face tightened. Adrian looked away. The elevator dinged, and they disappeared inside. I exhaled slowly, my hands trembling. But this time, it wasn't weakness, it was rage turned into resolve. Later, I told Liam what happened. She tried to humiliate me, I said. And did she succeed? He asked. No, I lifted my chin. Not this time. He nodded. Good. That means the fire's finally in your veins. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, her mocking voice replaying in my head, fueling me. But instead of crumbling, I whispered to the darkness, I'll rise higher than you can ever imagine. The next day, Liam handed me another file. This one's bigger, more risk. Ready? Yes, I said without hesitation. Hours later, when the deal closed in our favor, Liam clapped my shoulder. You did it. Trust your instincts, they're sharper than you know. I smiled, not timidly this time, but with pride. For the first time, I don't see myself as weak, I murmured. I see myself as dangerous, and I meant it. I spotted Elena outside the hotel lobby, her heels clicking against the marble floor as if she owned it. Elena, I called. My voice sharper than I intended. She turned, her smile fading into something colder. Well, look who's still chasing ghosts. I'm not chasing anything, I said firmly. But I need to hear it. From you. Why? She crossed her arms, amused. Still clinging to the past? I thought you were stronger by now. My hands trembled, but I held her gaze. Did you ever love me? Her laugh was short, cruel. Love? Please, don't be naive. My stomach twisted. So all those nights, all those promises, what were they? Convenience, she said without hesitation. You were useful. You adored me. You made me feel powerful. That's all. The words sliced deep, but I forced myself to stand tall. So I was just a stepping stone? Exactly, she said. And when you stopped being enough, I moved on. Simple. I clenched my fists. You used me. She smirked. Of course I did. And you let me. You thought love was enough to keep me. It wasn't. Anger surged, hot and heavy. You're proud of that? I'm realistic, she replied coldly. I take what I want, when I want. You were just one chapter. I swallowed the bitterness burning my throat. And Adrian? Was he another prize to collect? Her lips curled. He was the easier option. Less demanding, more eager. Unlike you, he didn't expect honesty. I stepped closer, my voice shaking but strong. You never loved me. Her eyes glittered. No, I didn't. The finality in her tone slammed into me. I wanted to break, to scream, but instead I felt something inside me snap free. I whispered, Then I wasted years on a lie. Not wasted, she said. You learned. I stared at her, searching for even a shred of the girl I once loved, but all I saw was emptiness. No, I said softly. I learned nothing from you, except what I'll never allow again. She raised a brow. And what's that? To be anyone's tool, for the first time. Her smirk faltered. I continued, voice steady now. You thought you broke me, but you just freed me. Whatever I felt for you, it wasn't love. It was an illusion. And now it's gone. She scoffed, though her eyes flickered. You'll regret saying that. No, I said, stepping back. You'll regret underestimating me. The silence stretched between us like a blade. Finally, she turned away, muttering, pathetic. But as I walked out of the lobby, my chest felt lighter than it had in months. I whispered to myself, it was never love. And this time, I believed it. To years, Maya said, placing a folder on my desk. And look at you now. I leaned back in my leather chair, the city skyline glittering through the windows. Sometimes I can't believe it either. She grinned. You went from crying over bills to owning half the contracts in this district. Not half yet, I corrected, smirking. But close. The door opened, and Liam stepped inside, sharp as ever. Quarterly numbers. You'll like them. I flipped the file open. Profits soaring. New partners lining up. My chest swelled. We did it. No, Liam said. You did it. I just sharpened the knife. I chuckled. And handed me targets. Exactly, he replied. Maya leaned against the desk. So what's next? Expansion? Yes, I said firmly. No more surviving. It's time to dominate. Liam nodded approvingly. That's the spirit. Cold, relentless, precise. I shot him a look. You make me sound heartless. Not heartless, he corrected. Focused. The intercom buzzed. My receptionist's voice came through. There's a woman demanding to see you. Says it's personal. Maya frowned. Who? The receptionist hesitated. Elena. My blood ran cold for a moment, but I steadied my voice. Send her up. Maya hissed. Are you sure? Yes, I said. I want to see her. Minutes later, Elena walked in, designer bag slung over her shoulder, makeup flawless but eyes shadowed. Adrian trailed behind, looking thinner, worn out. Well, Elena said, forcing a smile. You've changed. I folded my hands on the desk. People do, when they stop drowning. Adrian cleared his throat. We just wanted to talk. About what? I asked coldly. Elena glanced at the office, her lips tight. You've built all this? Every piece, I said. While you were busy mocking me. Her eyes flickered, but she forced confidence. We're not here to fight. We thought maybe we could partner? I laughed sharply. After you used me as a stepping stone? Adrian shifted. Things haven't been easy. The deals I made went bad. We lost investors, and each other. Elena muttered under her breath. I raised a brow. Cracks already? Elena snapped. Don't act smug. I don't need to act, I said evenly. You broke me, and I rebuilt myself stronger than you'll ever be. Maya crossed her arms. She doesn't owe you anything. Elena's gaze darted to Maya. Still her little shadow? Maya smirked. Better her ally than your replacement. I cut in. Enough. Say what you came to say. Elena hesitated, then sighed. Fine. We thought maybe you could help us get back on our feet. The audacity made me laugh. Help you? After you burned me alive? Adrian murmured. We made mistakes. Mistakes? My voice sharpened. You planned my humiliation. You paraded your betrayal like a trophy. Elena looked away, her mask cracking. We thought we'd win, but everything's falling apart. I leaned forward. That's called karma. Liam, silent until now, finally spoke. You're wasting her time. Get out. Elena glared at him, then at me. One day you'll regret turning us away. No, I said, standing tall. I regret ever letting you close. That mistake's already been corrected. Adrian's shoulders slumped. Come on, Elena, let's go. They left, their footsteps heavy, the door closing behind them. Maya exhaled. That was surreal. I sank back into my chair, adrenaline still coursing. 2 years ago, I would have begged them to stay. Now, I smiled. Now they're the ones begging. Liam studied me. And how do you feel? I looked at my reflection in the window, stronger, sharper, unbreakable. Alive, powerful. Maya grinned. Dangerous. Yes, I whispered. Dangerous. For the first time, I see myself as a queen. Liam inclined his head. Then rule like one. Maya burst into my office, eyes wide. You won't believe this. I looked up from the reports. What now? She lowered her voice. Adrian, he's cheating on Elena. My brows rose. With who? Some intern from his firm. People saw them at a hotel. A sharp laugh escaped me before I could stop it. Of course. The man who betrayed me betrays her too. Maya studied me. Does it hurt to hear? I leaned back, folding my arms. Not hurt. More like confirmation. He was never loyal. Not to me. Not to anyone. That evening, I attended a gala. Elena was there, sparkling in a sequined dress, smile plastered on her face. But when she spotted me, her expression twitched. Well, she said, approaching with a glass of champagne. Enjoying yourself? Very. I replied smoothly. And you? Her jaw tightened. I'm fine. Are you? I asked quietly. Because whispers travel fast. Her eyes narrowed. What whispers? That Adrian has found a new distraction. The color drained from her face. Lies. I tilted my head. Maybe. But then why do I see fear in your eyes? She gripped her glass so tightly I thought it might shatter. He wouldn't dare. I smirked. He dared with me. Why not with someone else? Her breath caught, and for the first time, Elena looked small-cornered. Later, as I prepared to leave, I overheard voices near the balcony. Adrian's, low and pleading. Elena's, sharp and trembling. You humiliated me. She hissed. I told you it was nothing. Adrian said. Nothing? Her voice cracked. Everyone knows. They're laughing at me. Don't exaggerate, he muttered. Exaggerate? She almost screamed. I left everything for you. And you throw me away for some girl who fetches your coffee? Adrian snapped. Maybe if you weren't so bitter all the time. A sharp slap cut through the air. Silence followed. I stepped back into the shadows, my pulse steady. Watching them unravel felt like justice. When I returned to my car, Maya called. Did you see her? Yes. I said softly. She's crumbling. And how do you feel? I stared out at the night, satisfied, but also strange. Strange how? Because part of me remembers what it felt like to be her, to discover betrayal, to drown in it. Maya was quiet for a moment. But this time, it's not you. No, I murmured. It's not me. It's her turn. 2 days later, Elena showed up at my office unannounced. Her makeup was flawless, but her eyes were swollen. You, she said, slamming her hand on my desk. Knew. I met her gaze coolly. Knew what? About Adrian. About her. I heard, I said evenly. Whispers. Just like you once spread about me. She flinched. So you enjoy this? Watching me suffer? I let silence linger before answering. Yes, I do. Her lip trembled. You think this makes you strong? No, I said coldly. This proves you were never strong at all. You only thrived when you had someone to destroy. Now you're the one being destroyed. Tears glimmered in her eyes, though she tried to hide them. You'll regret mocking me. I stood, leaning close enough for her to hear the steel in my voice. No, I'll never regret this. Because it isn't my hand tearing you apart. It's his. It's karma. She turned and stormed out, heels echoing like gunshots. As the door closed, I whispered to myself, the cracks are spreading. And soon, their castle will fall. My phone buzzed late at night. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something tugged at me. Hello? A familiar voice trembled. It's me, Elena. I froze. Why are you calling me? She exhaled shakily. I need to see you, please. I almost laughed. You? Asking me for anything? It's important, she whispered. Just one meeting. Against my better judgment, I agreed. The next evening, she walked into my office, pale beneath layers of makeup. Her hands shook as she clutched her bag. Nice place, she murmured, trying for a smile. Spare me, I said coldly. Why are you here? She swallowed. I need help. The irony nearly made me choke. You destroyed me, and now you're here begging? Her eyes flickered with shame. Adrian, he drained me. My accounts, my savings, everything. He left me with nothing. I leaned back, arms crossed. So the man you chose over me robbed you blind. How poetic. Don't mock me, she pleaded. I know I hurt you, but I'm desperate. I smirked. Desperate enough to crawl back to the woman you once called pathetic. Tears welled in her eyes. I was wrong. About you. About everything. Wrong? I snapped. You called me unstable. You told everyone I was obsessed. You paraded your betrayal in my face. She bowed her head. I know. And I regret it. Regret doesn't pay debts, I said sharply. Her voice cracked. Please, just a loan. A chance to breathe. I'll pay you back. I laughed bitterly. You think I'd trust you with a coin after what you did? Elena's hands trembled. I don't deserve your kindness. But I'm drowning. Silence stretched. My chest ached with conflicting fire, rage, and pity. I finally asked, why me? Why not your friends? Your family? Her lips quivered. Because no one else will. They all know what I did. You're the only one left who might still care. The words struck something deep, but I forced steel into my voice. Care? After you ripped me apart? She looked up, tears streaking her cheeks. Yes, because despite everything, you had the biggest heart of anyone I've known. And I ruined it. I stared at her, torn between satisfaction and sorrow. You should have thought of that before. I whispered. I know, she said. But please don't let me fall completely. I stood, pacing the room. My mind screamed to crush her, to let her suffer. But another voice whispered, this is my chance to show her I've risen above. I turned back. I haven't decided yet. But remember, Elena, whether I help you or not, you'll never hold power over me again. Her breath shuddered. I understand. I dismissed her with a wave. Go. I'll think about it. As the door closed behind her, I whispered to myself, karma has a wicked sense of humor. I closed the outer door and led Elena into the conference room. The blinds were drawn. I wanted privacy and I wanted control. You wanted to see me, she said, voice small. Yes. I sat, folding my hands. Say what you want. She inhaled sharply. I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I'm sorry for everything. Sorry doesn't fix what was stolen, I said. It doesn't fix the nights I waited, the lies you told. She watched me with wet eyes. I know. I lied to myself first. I told myself I deserved more. I told myself you were holding me back. You told everyone I was unstable, I said. You painted me the villain. How many times did you repeat that lie? Her fingers twisted. Too many. I thought it would justify what I did. Justify? I barked. You used me as a ladder. You climbed and left me on the ground. Tears slipped down her cheeks. I never meant to hurt you like this. I thought I was making the smart choice. I was stupid. Smart? I echoed. You call betraying someone smart? She sobbed quietly. I was afraid then. Afraid of being ordinary. I thought Adrian could give me what I wanted. And what did he give you? I asked. Her shoulders shook. Nothing. He took my money. My name left me exposed. I have nothing. I am so scared. I felt something inside tighten, satisfaction laced with a strange pity. So you came to beg. She looked up quickly. Not beg. I need help. I can't crawl out of this alone. Help? I repeated. You paraded your success while my world fell apart. You want me to hand you a ladder now? Her eyes were pleading. Please? I don't expect forgiveness. Just a chance to stand. What makes you think I'd save the one who cut me? I asked. I could destroy you. I have the means. Her face drained. Please don't. You realize what you ask? I leaned forward. I could call your creditors. I could tell investors everything. Your reputation would vanish. She clutched my hand then, desperation raw. I'll do anything. Work for you. Sign anything. I'll leave the city if you say so. Her touch shook me. For a moment, I remembered the warmth we shared, the promises. For another moment, I tasted the betrayal again. How much of this is guilt, and how much is self-preservation? I asked. She swallowed. Both. I am scared to fall into nothing. I closed my eyes, counting the cost. Power felt heavy and clean. Fine, I said finally. I will help, but on my terms. Relief flared in her face. Anything. You work for me. Full time. You earn every bit. No special favors. You never speak about the past without my say. You clear your debts under my supervision. She nodded fast. Yes, I will. Thank you. This isn't mercy, I said. This is control. You remember that? She bowed her head. I do. I stood. Start Monday. Be punctual. She rose, voice a whisper. I don't deserve it. You don't, I agreed. But you will learn to earn it. The door closed behind her and I exhaled slowly. The room felt colder, yet steadier. I had power and a choice. I chose to let her work for her second chance. Under me. As the echo faded, a cold satisfaction mixed with a hollow ache. I was in control. Now, that was solace enough. If she failed, I would destroy her reputation. her finances, her pride, and make sure no one would trust her. I told Elena to sit. She clutched a paper cup like a lifeline. You sure about this? Liam asked, leaning against the wall. I am, I said. People expect me to crush her, to save her ruin, but I didn't rise to become her shadow. Elena looked up, hope and terror mixed. I won't ruin you completely, I said, but I won't let you roam free to hurt others. You will work, you will earn, you will remember. Liam watched. Mercy can be a weapon. You think so? I asked. You chose strategy over spectacle, he said. That's smart. Elena swallowed. I don't know how to do this without you turning me away. You'll learn, I said. Start next week. Clean your accounts, follow the schedule, accept oversight. No special treatment. She nodded. Yes, thank you. I promise I'll prove myself, prove it by actions, not words, I said. And apologize publicly, on terms I set. She flinched. Public? Yes, you owe transparency. I watched her face. You betrayed trust. If you want back in, accept consequences. Adrian hovered. He tried to speak, but Liam cut him off. This is between her and the company. Please, let me help her, Adrian said. No, I said. You were part of the destruction. Don't return as savior. She whimpered. I didn't see it unravel until it was too late. You saw enough to choose, I replied. That choice cost people more than money. Liam stepped closer. You could have crushed her. Why not? I breathed slowly. Power that's only cruelty corrodes the soul. I want them to feel their mistakes, not be erased by mine. I want to be better than that, Elena whispered. You are better than I thought. I let a small, cold smile cross my face. Better doesn't mean soft. It means precise. What if I fail? She asked. Penalties will apply, I said. No leniency, but you'll get a chance to build. I want you to understand rebuilding, not just breaking. Maya entered and placed a folder on the table. Training schedule. You start Monday. We'll monitor you. Elena's gratitude was raw. Thank you. I will not waste this. You will be supervised for a year, I said. Full transparency. Any deception and you're gone. Public statement. Restitution. Service. All legal. She nodded, tears shining. I accept. I looked at Liam. Document it. Draft the statement. Make it clean, Elena asked, voice small. What will I have to say in the statement? You will admit your actions, I replied. You will name the harm. You will outline restitution. No spin, no excuses. And you will sign a legal plan to repay what you can. Community work, counseling, transparency meetings with those affected. Adrian blurted. That's harsh. It's accountability, I said. Harsh is honesty. She swallowed. And if I follow every step? Then you earn a chance to rebuild a reputation slowly under supervision. Trust isn't instant. It's rebuilt with consistent truth. Elena's voice cracked. I will do it. I'll say what you ask. Maya added. We'll support the community outreach. We'll make sure restitution is real, not performative. He inclined his head. Done. This was control, not vengeance. Elena stood. I don't deserve you. You don't, I agreed. But you deserve truth. She hesitated. Will you ever forgive me? Forgiveness is a future choice, I said. Right now, prove you won't harm anyone again, she promised. I watched her leave, shoulders rounded but moving forward. When the door clicked shut, Liam exhaled. You surprised me. Why? I asked. You chose a longer game, he said. Crushing her would be loud. This is quieter and more effective. I smiled. I didn't want ashes. I wanted a foundation. Maya nudged me. Queen moves. I laughed. Crown or no crown, I want to sleep without the taste of ruin on my tongue. Liam's voice was low. You're strategic and merciless when needed, I said. This was mercy with scaffolding. She'll rebuild or fall under her own making. Later, at the window, the city lights reflected in my eyes. I closed the blinds and breathed out. I whispered. I didn't rise to become her shadow. I rose to become my own light. The ribbon fluttered in my hands, scissors poised. Cameras flashed. Reporters murmured. Are you ready? Maya whispered beside me, eyes shining. I smiled. More than ready. Liam's voice came from behind. Then cut it. Claim what's yours. The blade snapped shut. Applause erupted. The banner fell, revealing the gleaming logo of my company across the towering glass headquarters. I stepped to the microphone. 2 years ago I was nothing. Today, I stand here with everything I built, not through betrayal, not through shortcuts, but through fire and will. Cheers rose, echoing off steel and glass. Maya leaned close, whispering, "You did it. You're the queen now." I laughed softly. A queen who almost drowned. But yes, I did it. The crowd parted, and I saw her, Elena, standing at the edge, dressed beautifully but hollow, her eyes empty. She caught my gaze. For a moment, time stopped. She mouthed, "Why not me?" I turned back to the microphone. This building isn't just a monument to wealth. It's a promise that no betrayal, no cruelty, can bury us forever. We rise. We choose our own light. The applause thundered again. After the ceremony, I slipped into the quiet of my private office. Liam entered, smirking. "You handled that like a ruler. Calm, commanding, untouchable." "I wasn't untouchable," I said softly. "I was shattered. But I learned to rise from the pieces." He studied me. "And now," I said, "I rule my own empire." Maya popped her head in, excitement glowing. "The press wants more interviews. You're trending everywhere." "Let them wait," I replied. "For once, I want to breathe." She nodded, then hesitated. "She's still here." "Elena?" Maya nodded. "Do you want me to send her away?" I thought a moment. "No, let her come." Minutes later, Elena entered, hesitation in every step. "This place," she whispered, glancing around my office. "It's beautiful." "It's mine," I said simply. Her eyes glistened. "I don't even know who you are anymore." "That's because you never really knew me," I said. "You only saw what you could use." She winced. "I thought I'd regret choosing Adrian. I never realized I'd regret losing you." I raised a brow. "Do you regret me, or the power you thought I'd never have?" Her silence was the answer. "I didn't invite you here," I said coldly. "But I won't throw you out. You can stay. Watch what strength looks like." Her voice cracked. "I'm sorry." "I know," I said. "But sorry doesn't undo anything. You'll carry that weight alone." She bowed her head, whispering, "I already do." I stood, my tone final. "Then leave it that way. You'll survive. But you'll never rise beside me again." She turned, her shoulders heavy, and walked out of my empire. Liam exhaled. "You spared her again." "Not spared," I corrected. "I gave her exactly what she gave me: distance, emptiness, silence. That's the punishment." He smiled faintly. "Mercy suits you better than cruelty." I looked at Maya, who watched me with pride. "Do you agree?" "Yes," she said softly. "Because it shows you didn't rise to be her shadow. You rose to be your own light." Her words wrapped around me like a crown. I stepped to the window, gazing at the city alive beneath me. Neon lights glowed like constellations. "All mine now," I whispered, steady and sure. Once, she shattered me. But in my rebirth, I chose my own heart and rose as a queen.